So what's that?
So on January 1st of this year, 2014, first legal recreational marijuana was sold in Colorado. And a day later, the New York Times publishes an op-ed by this guy, David Brooks. So it's been like kind of flooding a lot of news feeds, and I've been seeing it all over the place recently. And it's kind of triggered a lot of people in the drug policy community, my friends, and lots of folks. And basically, I wanted to address one thing that I think has been under-addressed. Because most of the article is basically him relating his childhood experience with marijuana and how some of his friends, how he is kind of believes that they've gone off track and all of these kind of moralistic things, and he comes to this conclusion that marijuana has a negative influence on the moral fabric of society, and you can debate. I personally don't agree with him on that at all. You can debate that till the cows come home. I think the thing that really struck me as just being really the perverse piece of logic, the perverse piece of reason that I think we're going to hear over the next couple of years from the prohibitionists that I want to relate and I want to be assured that we're aware that this exists. So he says, but of course these are the core questions. Laws profoundly mold culture. So what sort of community do we want our laws to nurture? What sort of individuals and behaviors do our governments want to encourage? I'd say that in healthy societies, government wants to subtly tip the scale to favor temperate, prudent, self-governing citizenship. And I think that's a contentious thing. But regardless, I think this subtlety that he talks about they're going to try to rely on the fact that we've had prohibition so long that it is normal, but in fact it is insane. And there is nothing subtle about our current policy of prohibition. When we arrest almost 1 million people every year for marijuana, and we stop and frisk almost exclusively black and brown boys, arrest them, make it hard for them to get jobs, to pay for education later in their lives, put them in prison, break up families. This is extreme. His next sentence is, in those societies, government subtly encourages the highest pleasures, like enjoying the arts or being in nature, and discourages lesser pleasures, like being stoned. But here brings out even more. The way we encourage the arts isn't by arresting people who don't participate in art. It's not stop and frisking people who refuse to go to nature. We subsidize these activities. We pay for them. And the equivalent would be a tax, which is what's going on in Colorado right now. And it is a reasonable, subtle way. If we do really believe this, which I don't, if we really wanted to discourage it, this is the subtle, rational way to do it. So I think, to me, what really got me is just that, we have to continue to show that prohibition is crazy, and this is reasonable, and watch out for these sorts of